Let's get into it. It's crime o'clock, yeah, feel that sound. Typically unique when the truth comes out. Tick-tock, won't stop, let the facts talk. Pull up real close, yeah, it's crime o'clock. Whole story change, no fear my voice, no need to shout. Paper speaks when you read it out. If the math's off, I'll circle twice. Truth ain't loud, but it ain't nice. Yeah. Read it again. It's crime o'clock, yeah. Feel that sound. Typically unique when the truth comes out. Tick tock, won't stop. Let the facts talk. Pull up real close, yeah. It's crime o'clock. They sell a narrative if I sell receipts. Courtroom quiet, but the pages speak. Word for word, no added spin. Let it stand, yeah, let that sink in. Screenshot save, timeline's tight. Missing pieces keep me up at night. If they say elected, I say why. If they say case closed, I say try. No rush here, we do it right. Truth don't bend for the likes of hype. If you came for noise, you in the wrong spot. This is evidence, this is crime o'clock. Clock, clock, clock. Stay with me. This isn't background noise. This is pattern recognition. This is documents. This is crime o'clock. It's crime o'clock, yeah. Feel that sound. Typically unique when the truth comes out. Tick tock, won't stop. Let the facts talk. Say it with me now. Crime o'clock. It's crime o'clock. Typically unique. It's crime o'clock. Yeah. If you're here, you're early. If you're listening, you're paying attention. Show starts now.
Welcome back to Crime O'Clock on Typically Unique. Hello, everybody. I'm trying to share my screen and get stuff pulled up right away. There we go. Happy Monday. Hope everybody is off to a good start. I will explain what I was doing running around before I came live in a few minutes. But this photo here is my book. So thank you. That I'm so thankful that I had this donated to me, and I have not started it yet. Carlos was admiring it, like, oh my goodness, how big it is. But I thought the wrapping that it came in was unique, and I hadn't seen anybody show it's just tissue paper, but you can see the quote on there says, "The end result can never justify the means." Very telling quote on there. So excited about that. I'll be telling you, or I will tell you when I'm going to start it, and we'll discuss, a few chapters at a time or however we want to handle it. But I'll tell you right now, I am going to go straight to the chapter where I heard he has his reply to Judge Hippler. So I want to see that right away. I hope you guys had an amazing weekend. The weather was nice around here. Many of you saw the anniversary video that I posted for Carlos and I. It was our 29th wedding anniversary. We just spent the day, really the weekend together, doing stuff around the house. Carlos is supervising my daughter, her girlfriend, and now my nephew has joined the team. They all have dirt track cars. So yes, we went from 0 to 3 cars. They're all in their 20s and they want to race. So they got to get the cars ready. So we were doing that this weekend too. I'll post photos about that as we go. It's pretty interesting. Oh, what else did I want to share with you? Oh, where Carlos and I are not going to like celebrate, do anything fancy or anything for our anniversary until we go to Chicago for Lollapalooza. And just the girls and I go to Lala. It's a music festival for those of you that don't know. And it's always in Grant Park. And Carlos goes and he does his own thing during the day and we go. But I am currently having FOMO stress, you guys. FOMO, fear of missing out. Because my daughter and her girlfriend, they got tickets. They got their 4-day tickets. And I got to tell you, for a 4-day festival that goes like for 12 hours, I think it's from like 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. I think a 4-day ticket was probably less than just going to a nighttime concert. Like it's really not that bad. However, if you don't snatch those tickets up in the first 20 minutes that they go on sale, you are out of luck. And guess who did not get them? So I've been on a waiting list since March and we are about 2.5 weeks away. And I'm like, I'm not going to get tickets. So I'm waiting. I'm trying to be patient. Who's playing this year? Well, so the thing about Lala is like it's just all kinds of music. My daughter said it's getting more girly pop is what they're focusing on. Oh my gosh, I got to plug in my computer. All right, that was a close one. However, they have an EDM stage that's like that, like digital DJ, like, you know, mosh pit area. I have not been to that area yet. I personally want to see the Chainsmokers. They're on Sunday. Any Chainsmoker fans out there? And I don't know the girl's name, but there was a song that started on TikTok. It's called Labor, Labour, you know, all day, every day, therapist, mother maid. Anybody know that song? It's not an act of love if you make me do too much labor. That song. They are playing, or she is playing on Thursday. And I'm like, I need to go see that. Jen, you know it? Yeah. I'm like, I want to be in that crowd when that song plays. You know, I'm a hip hop girly. So I haven't looked at the lineup because I don't have tickets yet. So I don't want to like be more depressed. Yeah, you could find the full schedule online and like a 4-day ticket, it was like $500, but that's less than $200 a day. And it's all day music. Like they have, I don't even know how many stages, like 10 stages. So it's well worth it. That's the normal cost because, you know, once they put the tickets online, everybody like buys them up. And they're like double. Like they're selling a 1-day ticket for the price that should be for a 4-day ticket. So that's why I'm just waiting. Do they still do all the wild side shows? Like they have, like I just said, like, I don't know how many stages they have. A bunch, 8. I don't know. It's somewhere. It's a handful of stages. They have 2 main stages at each end. It's huge. So when I'm there, you guys, I'm gonna be doing my lives like my old walk and talks, and I will take you with me while we're there, so you guys will get to see it. And we'll talk true crime, and we'll talk Idaho 4, and I'll let you see and hear what's going on in there. Yeah. All right. Enough about that. I showed you the book. Okay. So I have this new case that I want to share with you real quick, and then we're going to get into Idaho 4 talk. And hi, Michelle. You're listening while you make dinner. What are you making? It's a pizza-palooza, Jen. It's a pizza-palooza. Yes, it is. I've got a whole, but I think I saved like, I don't know, 20 some different sounds to use, but I got to get in there and make them. I have not made them yet. Okay, so the new case is Nolan Wells. Let me know in the chat if you guys have heard about, this is Nolan right here. I don't know if the picture will show up anymore, but he's an 18-year-old and he's from Mississippi. Oh, I didn't add it to the stage. Add it to the stage. I need a t-shirt that says add it to the stage. Nolan Wells, he was going to a community college. I believe a community college. I had a football team. I'm wondering if they had fraternities there. I wonder if they had fraternities there. So, yeah. This case involves athletes, friends that are college age, cell phones, friends that won't talk, friends that hid evidence, friends that are not cooperative, a parent that had to do her own investigating. I just saw something come across the screen. Hello, Sleuthers75, gifting out 10 typically unique memberships. Thank you so much, Sleuther. And remember, Sleuther, keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. That's one of our inside jokes. That's one of our new quotes, you guys. You got to keep everything in mind. Thank you. Thank you so much.
I appreciate you. Thank 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 you for the support. Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Receiving those memberships. Pixie Dust, Angel B, Pooh Bear's Honeybee, Pappy Man, Makeup Date with Jack. Oh my God. What's up, Scottish Cat Lady? Big Mike B. Oh, Big Mikey Bam. And Crazy Italian Lady, Micro Blue. And the Real Lunch Lady. Oh, I love that. The Real Lunch Lady. Thank you so much, Sleuther. And welcome to the coop. Welcome to the coop. Kawanda, I'm so glad you're here. Guess what I got? I got it. I got it a couple days ago. And I showed the wrapping that it came in. I'm sure you know at the beginning. I'm so excited. So we'll have to make a schedule and like break the book down on like how we want to attack it and discuss it. Jen 7S, 5 gifted memberships. Thank you, Jen. 5 more peeps. That's 15 peeps. New peeps. Let me see who received those. Let's see. Is it showing up? Yes, it is. We've got Michael Johnson, Scouse House Girl, Heaven, Iowa, Christina Rain, AJ in here. Welcome, welcome. 5 new members. If you see those peeps in the chat, we are welcoming you. Hop on in, fly on in. Oh, and make sure you are flying on over to the like button and you know, what do we say? Peck the like button. All right, let's clock it. Clock it.
So I gotta say thank you, clock it.
All right, thank you so much. Okay, back to Nolan here. This is tragic, like I said, and I do think this just happened July 4th weekend. Okay, so I'll show you here. He is with his parents. If it's showing, yeah. So 18 years old. I don't know. There's things I need to clarify. He's 18, so I would not think it's in July. So was he getting ready to go to community college? Not sure about that, but from what I understand, on July 3rd, he spent the night at his friends. It sounds like there were 2 or 3 friends that he was with. And then the next day, July 4th, they drove to an island. And my understanding is the only way to get there is by boat. And we have islands like that around here in Northeast Ohio. They're on the west side of Ohio. Put-in Bay, it's called. You have to get there by boat or helicopter. There are no roads that go to this island, but people live there. They do live there. So it sounds like they went to this Horn Island and spent the day there. And I'll show you footage of what it looked like there. It was very crowded, very crowded. Not isolated at all. Everybody was in this little like inlet area, and something happened. The boys he was with, and apparently, hi, One Can Leanne. Apparently, the boat he was on left, and the boys that were on it went home for the night, and there was an adult on that boat, apparently. And they just left him. Okay. Now they say, right, 2 sides of the story. They say he stayed. He wanted to stay. So we have our first contradiction right there. Did he choose to stay, or did they leave him? There's also a third possibility that is going to enter into the mix, because there's a theory that they all might have left the island, including Nolan, and went back to this house because people are alleging that there is a photo floating around on the internet of them all at a pool party. Remember, the kids aren't talking. I don't believe the adults that were there are talking. And did they all go back to the house? Something happened and they brought him back out to the island because they started looking for him that night and couldn't find him. He did not get found till 2 days later. Now, I don't think that's very likely that they would be able to get in there after they're already searching and leave a body. I don't think that would be possible. So I don't think I don't know about that one. I don't know about that one. So the biggest contradiction is, did they leave him, or did he choose to stay? Because they're saying that there was a girl that he was talking to, and he said, I'm going to stay with this girl. So you've been watching this? Yeah. Hi, Deb Tutterow. So now you have to remember, this case is in Mississippi, deep South, strong traditions, historical. And this is a black male, and he was with all his white friends. Does that factor into it? I don't know. It doesn't need to be because of race. It can just be because if there was a fight, it was just a fight, you know? But remember, the key thing is that he got reported missing because my understanding is he was supposed to go home that night, July 4th night. He was supposed to go home and didn't. So the mom, it's not clear to me. We're going to listen to more about it in a minute, but I don't know if she started reaching out to people and they were playing dumb, but she had a Life 360 on his phone and she tracked it. And his phone was at his friend's house, you guys. So the mom, and this is all within 24 hours. So the mom did this right away, right? And, you know, I want to make connections with this case to the Idaho 4 case. And if you think about the fact that we are able to have the 1112 camera footage, I don't think we would if those girls wouldn't have told Jack Decor, and Jack Decor wouldn't have told Olivia. Because that information about that camera got out to the public, to people who were talking, they had to produce it. What do you guys think about that? Do you think that the 1112 camera footage in the Idaho 4 case would have been hidden if it would not have been talked about and leaked? You fully agree, Dago? I need to pause and say hello to everybody. I'm reading your comments. Hi, Dago. Good to see you. Your show last night was crazy. That was so fun when you guys were talking to the AI. Hi, Song of the Siren, Jenna. Jenna says, this is reminding me of the Tamala Horsford story. All the friends know nothing. Yes. Is that the girl that they left like behind in Cancun or something? Sleuther says, yep, like everything else. Omitted, suppressed, hidden, redacted. Yep. Why did they have his phone? That's a good question, Deb. Hello to you. Hi, Gen 7S, my lovely mod. I hope you're doing well today. Good morning to all the mods. Why did they have his phone, you guys? And I don't know if you were watching Lana earlier, but she was talking about Ethan's phone being answered. Hello, answered. So lots of questions about these phones in both cases. Why did these friends take his phone? Well, I can tell you, his mom tracked it down with that Life 360. She knew where it was. She went to the house. I think they tried to deny it at first. And she like, you know, mama bear, I ain't leaving here until you give it to me kind of a thing, probably. They turned it over. She got the phone, deleted all of his, there were like no photos, no videos, no Snapchat, but the mom said it was before 24 hours. So it was before, you know, how Snapchat deletes, you know, after 24 hours. She said it was before that. So I don't know if she was able to see things on there, but she did say things were deleted off there. Yeah. I'm going to finish saying hello to everybody. Hi, Amy Conway. Oh, this is the girl contradicting them, Amy? Yeah, I mean, this is like such a breaking case. There's like new information coming out constantly. Mystic Sin, hello, hello. I hope the family gets answers too. Hello, G Bean. Hello. Seeing if I missed anybody. Loving Other Habits. Hello to you. Hi, One Can Leanne. I saw you when you popped in. Sally Port is in the house. Hello, Pixie Dust. And I was talking to Kawanda. And what is this? And let me see. Sudi Vasic. Hello, hello. Sleuther75 is she is awesome. I agree. Pretty much Finland. Hello. And Pooh Bear's Honeybee. All right, you guys, if I missed you, hello, hello. Let's see. Okay. I know, Kawanda. I mean, the parents have given interviews and I want to show them so bad, but like they're on like Good Morning America and like the major networks, they do not play nice. You can't show them or they will like strike you or, cause a complaint or something like that. Hi, Michelle Turner. All right, so let's hear some more detail from the sidebar.
Spoke with a member of the United Cajun Navy, someone who was actually a part of that search for Nolan, in the air searching when the news came in that a Park Service ranger had discovered Nolan's body. And since then, there have been some big updates that we got to talk about. As a matter of fact, the case has gotten so much attention that even some notable names are weighing in, calling this case a tragedy, but praying for justice, praying for transparency. And also, this is interesting
Hi,
too.
Tomboy Charm.
There
Okay.
is a judge with apparently a connection to this case who's now spoken out, looking to seemingly set the record straight on these rumors surrounding her family's connection or involvement. And now the case is being attached to perhaps one of the most recognizable civil rights attorneys in the country, Ben Crump. Just recently spoke to ABC News, raised some serious questions about the handling of this case, is now representing Nolan's family. And all this while Nolan's body is being flown out of state for an independent autopsy, the results of which are potentially, reportedly, expected as soon as tomorrow. But I just want to take a moment here because a lot has happened and I want to try to get an understanding of it before we get into the new details. So this all started with that trip to Horn Island on the 4th of July. Now,
Oh, I should check Twitter and see if the autopsy results have come back. Oh, here's another thing, okay, to make a connection to the Idaho 4 case. His family immediately, and I know talking about racial issues and conflict in this country is a touchy subject. However, it happens and it's real and we need to like face it, not ignore it. That doesn't mean that's exactly why this happened, but it does explain why this family would take the precautions that they have, especially from the get-go. The mom calls his friends. Okay, no racial issues involved. I'm just calling his friends. Hey, where's my kid? Oh no, he wanted to stay on the island. Oh my God. Okay. Try to find my kid. I don't know. Nobody's telling me where he's at. Nobody will tell me anything. Let me try to find his phone. I have him on Life 360. Look at Life 360. Oh my God. The kid I was just talking to that told me that my kid stayed at the island has his phone. What? I mean, I don't know if it's that exact kid. I'm just giving a scenario. Immediately, how many minutes do you think that took? For it to go from, oh my God, let's all work together and find my kid, to these people I thought I could trust aren't helping me. That's horrible. That's horrible. And they were talking about the autopsy. So because of that, I believe immediately the family is like, oh my God, something's wrong. Something's like way wrong besides my missing child. They immediately asked for a private autopsy. Now, in the Idaho 4 case, everybody has said that Ethan's family got a private autopsy. Makes you wonder why. Why were they the only family? I mean, I hear a lot of discussion about Ethan's family. On the one side, like being in favor of the police and the university, but maybe they were highly suspicious, or maybe just being cautious by getting a private one. I don't know. It's something to think about. Why? Witchy says if they were trying to dispute the amphetamine levels, maybe. Who knows? Pooh Bear says, thank you for speaking up on hard stuff. It is hard. It is hard, but I am I don't even know how to describe myself. A loudmouth? No. I don't know. A social justice warrior I try to be sometimes. And I try to do it in a fair way. I try to do it in a fair way, but I try not to ignore those hard topics. Thank you for that. Okay, so yeah, we're waiting for these autopsy results to come back. The private one. So they got the private autopsy. There's the attorney that they have when they talk about this guy, Crump, is like a civil rights attorney. And it's just, because of where they're at. It's Jackson County Sheriff's Department, I believe, that's in charge of the investigation. I went to their website, trying to find any like public statements or anything like that. I haven't been able to find anything on there, but I will keep looking. But a couple other things that they haven't done is people that are interviewing with the news have not been interviewed by the police, some of them. So that's kind of, here's a statement they made. The police said they don't want secondhand information. They only want firsthand evidence. Think about that, you guys. They only want firsthand evidence. So they only want like the physical phone. I think his car keys were with his friends too. The car keys, photos, videos, anything that's like that firsthand information. They don't want hearsay. They don't want to interview people and like get hearsay. I think that's crazy. All right, going on with this. Where did I put it? That's ABC right here. Here we go.
Now, if you're not familiar, Horn Island is this long, thin barrier island. It's about 10 miles off the coast of Mississippi. It's part of the Gulf Islands National Seashore, only accessible by boat. It's known as a
That's beautiful. Look at that sand.
spot where people like to go have some fun out on the water, especially on a holiday like the 4th of July. And that is exactly what authorities say 18-year-old Nolan Wells and a group of friends decided to do. That they apparently took out a private boat out to the island for the day, and something went wrong while he was out there. According to police, Nolan was last seen at around 3 p.m. on the northwest tip of Horn Island. His friends reportedly told searchers that he wanted to stay behind to talk to a girl, was planning to catch a ride back with another group. They ended up leaving, but when Nolan didn't return home, his mother reported him missing. setting off this massive search, involved multiple agencies, including the Jackson County Sheriff's Office, the United Cajun Navy. Now, we spoke with the Vice President of the United Cajun Navy, Brian Kohberger, in our previous episode because he was part of the search. He was actually searching in the air when the news came in about Nolan's body.
I saw the body from about 300 feet in the air, and I can tell you that it did not appear to be waterlogged. It was only in the water for a couple days, but nevertheless, the sheriff's office put out a statement.
I wouldn't think that it takes long for your body to get waterlogged, although I know nothing about that. How long do you guys think it would take a body to get waterlogged? If I go swimming in my pool or take a bath for like, I don't know, a half an hour, my hands start to get pruned up, right? Shrivel up. I don't know. I would think that's something to Google. How long does it take a body to get waterlogged? Oh, Dago knows the answer. It takes 5 to 7 days? That's crazy. Okay. Thank you. All right. So they know he wasn't in there for 5 days and he went missing on the 4th. And I believe they found him on the 6th, I believe.
Saying that they had no reason to believe it was not Nolan's.
Yeah, so a park ranger discovered this body in the water off the northwest tip of the island on July 7th. The family confirmed it was Nolan. But this is where things get complicated because since that time, the case has taken some turns. The questions have only deepened.
Simply Solo.
And I want to talk about what is happening right now. And now I want to bring on somebody to help make sense of everything that's happening. Joining me now, civil rights attorney, friend of the show, Joe Richardson. Joe, thank you so much for coming on. Particularly, I know you're at a conference, so you're very generous with your time. So, Joe, thank you.
Always good to be here with you, Jesse. Always.
Thank you. I feel the same. So I want to start with the biggest development here, right? Arguably the biggest development. The family has hired Ben Crump, who is now representing them. He has been involved in some of the most high-profile cases in the country in the last few years, if you think about it, right? Representing the families of George Floyd, Trayvon Martin, Breonna Taylor. And he put out a statement this week that's getting, a lot of people's attention. I want to read part of it. Quote, "We've been retained by the family of Nolan Wells, a beloved son, teammate, and friend who went out to celebrate the 4th of July and never came."
Yes, G Bean. I think all parents that are in here probably feel the same way you do. And I've been in a situation where there was a missing report out on my son. And I know what it's like to not know where your child is and what that feeling feels like. And I also know the mama bear rage that or motivation that rush of adrenaline that you would do anything. And I found my son, me and my husband, not the police. The police did not find him. We found him. We were up all night. Yeah. So I know there's lots of us in this community that have stories like that and can relate. And if you feel comfortable, share. I like to share my experiences with you guys, just so you have an understanding of why I do this and why I care. And, I think it's important. Kawanda, thank you so much for covering this, Kim. Really appreciate it. Cases like these hit close to home for me, unfortunately. I understand, Kawanda. I understand. Absolutely. And I'm gonna follow this one all the way through because I think there's going to be some interesting information coming out about people that probably, I don't know, they might not be expecting it. I don't know, but we're going to follow this one. Thank you for that. Let's do
Clock it! So I gotta say thank you. Clock it!
Thank you so much. Okay, so right here. So Ben Crump says, we've been retained by the family of Nolan Wells, a beloved son, teammate, and friend who went out to celebrate the 4th of July and never came home. The wide receiver at Southwest Mississippi Community College was preparing to return for the upcoming football season and would have turned 19 next month. Okay, so he did. That was one of my questions. So he must have been going into his sophomore year of college. He must have been a young graduate from high school. His family deserves answers. They deserve the truth. We will not rest until every fact about what happened to Nolan on Horn Island is brought into the light, and we call on investigators to pursue this case with the urgency and transparency this family deserves. I wonder if they'll hire a private investigator. Has anybody heard about that? I haven't heard about a private investigator. Witchy has an idea. We need to have a discussion with citing cases about young people and the secrets they keep when their friends die. I can think of like 4 right now off the top of my head, Witchy was. You are absolutely right. Absolutely right. I will start a list in the Discord, and that would be a good show. That'd be a good panel show, I believe, and maybe like a call-in. I'll see if Dago wants to do that with me. I think that'd be an awesome one. You guys have such good ideas.
Came home. The wide receiver at Southwest Mississippi Community College was preparing to return for the upcoming football season and would have turned 19 next month. His family deserves answers. They deserve the truth. We will not rest until every fact about what happened to Nolan on Horn Island is brought into the light, and we call on investigators to pursue this case with the urgency and transparency this family deserves. Now, Crump also spoke with ABC News and revealed that Nolan's body is being flown to Washington, D.C. for an independent autopsy, saying the family has concerns about the investigation being handled in the state of Mississippi. Joe, before I even go to the independent autopsy, why hire a
Hi,
lawyer?
Agape. Have a great day.
Because of all of the things that you don't know. Things happen very quickly as it pertains to a death. And gosh forbid there's something to hide. We're not saying that that's the case. But if there was something to hide, after an autopsy and you put that body in the ground, the body's not going to tell you any tales. And so we'll talk more about the autopsy, but that's one of the things that an attorney will do is get you a private autopsy. In the case of Ben Crump, he's also going to get you the attention that's going to ask questions that will put pressure on the powers that be, as it were, the people that are supposed to investigate thoroughly, et cetera. Because there are unanswered questions, you have to do the best you can to get to a place where you have every question answered that can be answered. You're not there, but is every question answered that can be answered? If the answer is no, and you can find an attorney that can draw attention as well as investigate, direct traffic, point at things, as well as address it with the media, then that's what you do.
Does this signal to you that either the family, the friends, they believe that something's not right with this investigation, or is it just to cover your bases? They know it's getting a lot of attention. This, like you said, Ben Crump is a renowned figure in the legal industry. You wonder if he has back channels with law enforcement, his own sources, if he can put pressure on law enforcement or the prosecutor's office, or who. And I'm not saying that there's a crime that has been committed, but is this signaling to you that something is not right, or the family believes something is not right?
Yeah, I think that could very well be the case. I mean, Ben Crump, he's nationally known. I've seen him in San Bernardino down the street from me. But where people got to know him on a national standpoint is in Florida, where he's from. But he's got connections to the South, of course, deep connections to the South, went to school in the South, has handled cases in Mississippi, et cetera. So it would make sense that Ben Crump or somebody like him would be able to press buttons right away and start to ask the right questions and to pull on the right resources, make the right calls in terms of understanding what's out of sorts about an investigation. So it's not only trying to get at what we believe may be the truth or whatever we can know about it, but is anything being done differently than how it would normally be done? So he brings to the table all of those types of things.
Legally, can a lawyer file something with the court or file something to put pressure on law enforcement or to direct law enforcement to release information to the family?
I think that you have to look at whether and to what extent the powers that be here, I believe it's going to be the state of Mississippi as of right now, is not doing what it would normally do. If there's something that's not being made available as quickly as it would normally be, the key is entities get in trouble for not following their own rules, right? So what's really important is to make sure that they are following their own rules. And to the extent that you're asking for something that maybe there's some gray area about, release the tape. Release, a lot of times we might be talking about body cam when it's talking about police and things like that. We're far enough along where there are often specifics related to those rules. But if there's gray area where there's no specific prohibition on releasing something, releasing some information, doing X or Y or Z, and the police or the investigators aren't doing it, then maybe that's what the media attention helps to do, particularly if, the shoe's on the other foot now. Often when people get pulled over or when people deal with police, they say, well, if you've got nothing to hide, let me search the car. So now here are people saying, authorities, if you have nothing to hide, be as transparent as you can possibly be within the law to let us know everything we can know about what happened.
Is this also, and I'm not saying this is a
Those are some of the issues that I had heard about. For instance, I'm going to show you the clip that someone, apparently it was an adult, like I haven't heard who the adults were here yet on these boats, but apparently someone has to be captaining the boat. An adult, apparently there was a fight out there, an argument, a situation, I don't know, out when they were out on Horn Island, these kids, and there was yelling, and you see whoever's recording kind of pans the whole area, and you hear someone that I believe the parents identified and said, yes, that's my son's voice. Not 100% sure on that. There's some conflict around that. I think a friend of his has come forward and said, no, that's me saying that. And what the kid was yelling was give me my effing phone back. Well, isn't that a coincidence? Here we go, you guys. We're going to have coincidences in this case that his phone is missing. He doesn't have his phone. Nolan Wells, the victim, doesn't have his phone. His friend has his phone. And we hear an argument on a video recording of someone yelling, give me my effing phone back. Hey, Moto, how you doing today? So that's a coincidence that needs to be ferreted out. That could be a hard piece of evidence. The friends, Nolan Wells's friends that he was with that day had his phone on land in a house, and his body was found on the island, like washed up on shore in the water. I don't know exactly where he was found yet. Right? You're sweaty, just taking a break from yard work. Oh man, every day I do yard work, Moto. I feel ya. So the phone should be in custody. I also heard a former judge that worked in this jurisdiction in Mississippi. He was a Mississippi retired judge, and he was just citing some of the things that could be done now, like having someone else's phone without their permission is theft. Could they arrest that kid for theft? Has his mom considered pressing charges against that kid for theft of a phone, especially when he first denied having it? That's one way to get this kid in custody, get him in front of a cop, start questioning him. There's options like that. And he brought up other ones like underage drinking. Can it be proven that these kids, they're 18, not 21, they're 18. They were drinking, underage drinking. They could bring them in for that. I don't know how that works down there or what their laws are. Who supplied the alcohol? There were adults on that boat. Were they allowing 18-year-olds to consume alcohol? Right? these are all things that I have heard from listening to different interviews and things like that. Substances, there's this judge, he brought up a lot of good points. I was like, wow, I never thought of that, of like how they could, at least you're trying to find the truth, get these kids who were with him, because we're having contradictory statements, get them in there to start talking.
Motivation for the family. But is there also a potential that you hire a firm like this to start to see whether or not there is a framework for potential lawsuit?
Absolutely. No doubt about it. Because what Ben Crump and the Ben Crumps of the world are going to do, and what we all do, try to do, is find out where the holes are. Here are the holes. Here are the things that we don't know that we ought to. There might be some things that we will never know because we weren't there. But what are some things that are out of sorts that we can figure out, and things that we know we can't figure out? And the question becomes, to the extent that they can, why aren't the authorities, the investigations, et cetera, filling all of that in? Not to get ahead of ourselves, depending on what you're going to be asking about, but there's also the element that one of these kids' mom is judge.
I do want to talk about that.
Okay, yeah. So, and she's put her toe in the water too. So there's a lot of powerful people dealing with it. That's why as much attention that can be brought to it is really important, but you want to understand whether and to what extent there may be legal rights that were infringed on.
Hi, Astastic. Yes, the mother had Life 360 and was able to see the location of his phone. And so she went to the house and got it. And I don't know if it was the same kid, but one of the friends he was with also had his car keys. And I guess the dad had to go. And the parents spoke about this, I think, on an interview. And the dad had to get pretty stern with the kid. It didn't sound like they were willing to turn them over. And that dad got a little, had to speak a little assertively, I think, to that kid. Hi, Simply Solo. Hi, Astastic. If I didn't say hello to you. You think you heard that the other day? Okay, good. Whoops.
Or something that might be actionable.
I want to ask about this independent autopsy. Why conduct an independent autopsy? Why order one? Why do it outside of Mississippi? So this is a significant move.
Oh, that's the important thing. The independent autopsy, they had it done, and I think they sent it to Washington, D.C. Maybe he's going to say it. They sent it, I thought it was a northeastern state.
The state medical examiner already reportedly performed an autopsy on July 7th. Now, officials say those results could take a couple of weeks because they're doing toxicology and other testing. But Crump has indicated that the independent autopsy results are expected as soon as tomorrow. And in speaking with ABC News, Crump said, we're trying to be very transparent because the family has some concerns about the state of Mississippi doing an investigation. We have investigators talking to witnesses that have no alignment or no allegiance to the state, and that's important. What's going on here, Joe?
I think they're looking both ways before they cross the street. One of the biggest pieces of evidence is the body. Not to sound morbid or whatever, but there's a chance that if a drowning is being alleged and there's trauma that's inconsistent with the drowning, then we know that raises more questions and that creates more problems. There's also an argument that perhaps the state of Mississippi, depending on what may have happened, depending on what they suspect may have happened, that they can't necessarily prove one way or the other, they may be incentivized to close the book. I've dealt with cases where you're trying to uncover information and you're dealing with a coroner or you're dealing with investigators, fire investigators, et cetera, fill in the blank. When something fits a narrative and they put it away, they do that. We would love to say, oh, we'll leave no stone unturned, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But that's not always the case. So what's the best way to be sure that you've uncovered all of the information you possibly can? I think it's because you do, and that's why you need to do an independent autopsy, so that there is a scenario under which, and we're talking about the Deep South, we're talking about a very charged political time. We're talking about one black kid with several white kids. There is a scenario under which there could potentially be something to hide, and someone may choose sides in that regard. But the body itself, theoretically, could at least allay some concerns about how one may have died, et cetera. And it might be said that you certainly get information quicker. That question, that might be consistent with
But that's a point, right? How can you
Right.
get information quicker if the state examination is like, we can't definitively conclude what happened until we do this additional testing? That's why it's going to take some weeks. Couldn't an argument be, well, if you have an independent autopsy and they're coming with results tomorrow, it's not as thorough? Or am I looking at it the wrong way?
I don't think you're looking at it the wrong way. I think that there's an argument for that, but I also think that you get what you pay for. That independent.
You know what I think? I think it's going to be simple. I think if he doesn't have any damage to his face or his body from a beating or weapons, and he has water in his lungs that shows that he drowned from getting water in his lungs and not being able to breathe, then that would show the poor kid he could have possibly accidentally drowned. Because I think the implication, I think what they're implying is that there was a fight or something that caused his death, not a drowning. That's what I think is. I don't think anybody's coming out and like clearly saying that, but they're hinting at that.
Autopsy is not cheap. That's why most people don't get it. There's a whole lot of people that don't want to believe what.
Right. I'm going to skim through this a little bit. What is this part? This says someone was interviewed by the Jackson County Sheriff's Department and cooperated fully. He saw Nolan last at around 3 p.m. on July 4th. They left around 4:30 p.m. when the boat was taking on water, and they had an issue with the bilge pump. Nolan made a decision to stay on the island and return inland later with another group of friends. Now, I did hear his mother said that he did have another group of friends on another boat. So I do know that. So that's where this contradiction is.
Issue with the bilge pump. Nolan made a decision.
All right, he's reading what I just read. All right, let me see this.
Doesn't necessarily put me at ease. I think there's two things that you can agree with right now between those families and those parents. I don't believe either of them wanted the son dead. Okay. And I believe that they both understand that the judge doesn't want her kid to go to jail either. So all of this is going on, which makes transparency related to the investigation.
This is important.
This
is important. I forgot about this. How did I forget about this part? Of course, just like in Idaho, you guys, oh my gosh, it's going to blow your mind. People are connected in this case. Okay.
To tell you everything right away either, but you might be able to get some indications a bit quicker than you would if you were going the public route. So here, there's both that are going on. People would, may argue, oh, if it's quicker, then obviously it can't be good information. But on the other side, there are those of us that may believe in a worst case scenario that if it's public information with people that might have something to hide or people that are connected to people of influence, then maybe we can't be as sure as we would like to be about what the result is.
And it at least provides the family with some answers and a potential path of inconsistency with what the state medical examiner has. So I want to talk about something else. You mentioned it, the judge. There is a judge who is apparently directly connected to this case, now broken her silence. We're talking about Chancery Judge Ashley Cole, whose son was one of the friends out on the boat trip with Nolan.
Oh my God. No, you guys. No. Even if she's not the judge that's going to have anything to do with this case, she's going to have friends. She's friends with all the judges and lawyers. Big problem. Big problem. Kawanda says, will Stacy Chapin serve as a consultant for these families? Oh, is that what she's doing? Is she like offering to help consult with families of crime? Interesting. We'll keep our eyes out for that, you guys. Let me know if you ever see anything out there about that. Wow. These cases are going to be connected probably one way or another, aren't they? Yes, they are.
Comes the 2 to the 3 to the 4. Everybody drunk out on the dance floor. Baby girl ass jiggle like she want more.
Thank you, Kwanda. That's a good question, and I'm going to keep my eyes out for that. Oh, it's a joke. It's a joke. Sometimes I don't get jokes. That was a joke, you guys. That was a joke. But thank you. I like jokes. Oh my gosh. She should though. Yeah. Yeah. Isn't I'm wondering now. Yes, Tess. You guys can laugh at me. You guys can laugh at me. It makes me wonder though about Ethan's private autopsy. Man, I wish I would know if there was any differences or what they got out of that. I'm glad I can make you guys laugh. All right. One of the kids on the boat has a mother who's a judge. Oh my God.
Did a lengthy statement on Facebook saying, quote, our son loved Nolan dearly. Unfortunately, I feel that it is appropriate for our family to dispel some rumors with facts based upon the social media attention that is being diverted away from the Wells family and their loss. Our son was interviewed by the Jackson County Sheriff's Department and cooperated fully. He saw Nolan last at around 3 p.m. on July 4th. They left around 4:30 p.m. when the boat was taking on water and they had an issue with the bilge pump. Nolan made a decision to stay on the island and return inland later with another group of friends. My family is hopeful that this information will help to redirect the attention to the Wells family, their grief, and their need for our community support. Joe, first of all, this is a job.
Wait, redirect the attention back to the grieving family, but they're trying to figure out what happened to their kid. They're trying to figure out what happened to their kid. So it doesn't sound like she was the adult on the boat. Also, this sounds like young adults from probably not affluent families, but professional. Like their parents were probably professional people. Yeah. Does Nolan family have a GoFundMe? I do not know that. I don't know. Look into this woman too. The judge deleted her social media. Oh, I know all the kids, all the friends. I'm going to call them kids. Sorry. The young adults that were there, they deleted their social media. I mean, if you find yourself involved in a case like this, I'm sure you're going to get hounded. So you can't say that it makes you look guilty, but.
Right. Second of all, didn't have to make a statement, made a statement and gave some very specific details about some of the last movements and activities of Nolan. What do you take away from it?
The judge is putting her toe in the water. Judges often go out of their way not to make public statements because they're judges. And it is interesting that she's making this statement. And I will give you 10-1. Jackson County is probably a small enough place, figuratively, if not literally, where I will give you 10-1 that she knows, or the prosecutor. She knows the prosecutor knows her. She knows the investigating agency, or the investigating agency knows her. And she knows the coroner's agency, or the coroner's agency knows her. So when you put all of that together, and I'm the family of this deceased, that doesn't necessarily put me at ease. I think there's two things that you can agree with right now.
Think about that, you guys. Your son was found dead in possibly, well, no, not possibly, in suspicious or with suspicious circumstances. And sorry, I was reading a comment. Your son is found dead in suspicious circumstances, and one of the people that last were with him, his mother's a judge in the jurisdiction. Oh my, I would get this case out of there so fast. I would be bringing in private people. I would be asking for, like, I don't know, could like cops from Pennsylvania go down and do an investigation? Like, I don't know. Like, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Every case, you guys, every case. Yeah. So yeah, let's think about that. Hi, Panda, hug to you. Hi, accomplished day. So normally we look at a spouse. There's no spouse in this situation. A significant other. I haven't heard of one, so I don't think he had a girlfriend or boyfriend or anything. Then you look at the last person to see them alive, the last people to see them alive, and that's these kids that he went to the island with. Yeah. Person of interest, at least. Yeah. Wow.
Between those families and those parents. I don't believe either of them wanted the son dead. Okay. And I believe that they both understand that the judge doesn't want her kid to go to jail either. So all of this is going on, which makes transparency related to the investigation all the more important. And even though she framed it as something that would divert attention back to the family, she's talking about the family's grief. She's not talking about the family's justice. So there's a difference there in terms of what it is that's happening. How you see things depends on from where you sit. And I don't think she had to put her toe in the water at all.
Hi, John.
She decided to, but I think that says a lot as well, potentially.
Didn't you think it was interesting? Another group of friends. He went with another group of friends.
Yeah, it's on
I
them.
thought that was interesting.
Yeah, potentially on them. And so, but did he leave?
Oh, yeah. Did you guys catch that? The judge tried to put it on the other group of friends. The other group of friends. And I'm not going to, like, if it needs to be brought up, it's going to be brought up. Like, we're not going to skirt around it. But I will just tell you, the friends that had his phone and his car keys that left him or said he chose to stay, they're all white friends. Okay. It just is. It's just a fact. It's just the way it is. The other friends that were on another boat, apparently, if they were not all black friends, they were mostly all black friends. Okay. So that's why there's civil rights attorneys involved and they're watching this case. Okay.
The other group of friends his cell phone? If that's true, what they reported is that somehow they showed up, the group of friends that left him showed up with his cell phone. Now,
I know, John.
They say it's a pretty remote place and there's not a lot of service out there. I don't know how well your cell service works or whatever, but it seems like to me, I'd keep my cell phone. If I have a 19-year-old kid, whether I thought it was going to work or not, it wouldn't occur to me to leave. So that's the biggest question right now. It's actually, it's circumstantial evidence. If that, it's not DNA, it's something like that. Why did this kid leave them the cell phone if that's what actually happened? I wasn't there. So it leads to some very interesting questions. And when you put all of that together, now I can see both sides of the coin as to why Judge Mom might want to put her toe in the water.
Let's get into where long.
So do any of you think that Nolan voluntarily gave his friends his phone and said, hey, take my phone. I'm going to go with this girl and I'm going to go with my other friends over here and I'll see you guys later. Is that going to leave his phone? I don't think. I don't know if we've heard from any girl yet. I have to keep investigating, which she says, hell no. Hi, Truth Seeker. No, absolutely not. Right.
law enforcement is with all of this. So the Jackson County Sheriff's Office, they put out an updated press release and asking anyone who was on or near Horn Island on July 4th to come forward if they have any original unedited photos or videos that were taken around that time. The Sheriff's Office even said even information that may seem insignificant could prove valuable to investigators. We encourage anyone with firsthand knowledge to come forward. And the sheriff also noted that there are no surveillance cameras on Horn Island. So that makes any footage being captured or capturing anything at all more the more valuable. Joe, what does this tell you that the sheriff's office is now putting out that appeal? What are they hoping to find? You tell me.
Well, I thought it was interesting to me, and maybe it means nothing to someone else, or maybe it means nothing.
It is a beautiful place, isn't it, Moto? And I didn't realize it's just the land. Like, that's it. There's no there's no tourism about it. There's no, snack areas, business. It's just nature, just a place to go hang out on your boat.
Nothing to them, and it's nothing to be alarmed at, but they're asking for just firsthand information. Quote, firsthand information, photos, things like that.
See, this is the point I was talking about, that the police at this time, so I think this episode aired Sunday. So this was from Sunday, and the police hadn't interviewed people because they don't want hearsay. That doesn't seem right to me. They're saying we just want firsthand information.
Photos, videos. But right now, I don't know that you want to be discriminate about the information that comes in. It's your job to sort through it. And if not for any other reason, then all of the transparency that the circumstances now require. Okay. Just like going to court, if I'm going to court, hearsay might not get in. It might not be admissible, but it is discoverable. Maybe if one of these kids' girlfriends heard one of these guys say something,
you guys, I love that quote. And I never thought about it in the Idaho 4 case, but he said it might not be admissible evidence, but it's discoverable evidence. And how many times, thank you, Michelle, how many times did we hear Bill Thompson say, well, we're not going to use that in court? It doesn't matter if you're going to use it or not. It's still discoverable evidence. If the defense wants to see it and use it, they need to be able to see it and use it. And the point of this guy talking right here is that the police are trying to control the evidence that they're collecting. Red flag. Red flag, red flag, controlling the evidence that they are collecting.
Red flag, red flag.
Bombastic side eye, criminal offensive side eye.
Giving that side eye, you guys. It's crazy. Thank you, Michelle. She donated another, I think that's like 16 new members today. Thank you so much, Michelle. Let me see.
Here comes the 2 to the 3 to the 4. Everybody drunk out on the dance floor. Baby girl ass jiggle like she want more.
And John Bonio, welcome to the peeps. I hope you got some peeps put in the chat for you. Welcome. All right, Moto, we'll catch you later.
Girlfriend's friends said, oh, I've got regrets. That would be something to follow up on, even though it's not firsthand. So right now, we can talk about firsthand information later, but anybody that's got anything to say, when you put out a dragnet for information, in my opinion, you don't tell people, just give me this type of information, because you are the investigating agency and you can decipher and discern what's good, what's not, what you can follow up on. And I think that with a lack of cameras, with a lack of a lot of the firsthand information that you may have in a place that's more inhabited, etc., I think it makes it all the more important to get information from wherever you can, and you do the work to sift through it so that you avoid the appearance of impropriety in both actuality and perception.
Actuality and perception. Astastic, you know how to work on cars? Did you hear me? I was sharing at the beginning of the show that we have 3 dirt track racing. They're mini stock cars that we are working on and getting ready for the track. Hi, Sylvia Hurley. Thank you so much. Swamp ass weather. Ours isn't that hot. It's going to be a nice day today, but it's not. It's like not in the 90s. It's in the 80s. The Prejudice Acts 17 through 26. Okay.
You've done everything you can do to answer every question that you possibly can so that everyone can move on.
Talking about video, it is worth noting that there has been some speculation.
Keep that in
online,
mind, Seahawks fan.
including these reports from TMZ that authorities.
You guys, keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. That's one of our new sayings. Keep that in mind.
Are looking at a video that allegedly shows this heated argument that occurred on or near that island that day. I will tell you, I don't know if you've seen it, but I will tell you the sheriff's office hasn't even confirmed that. I don't know if you've seen this video, but what are your thoughts on it?
Well, that's another thing to follow up on. I tell you, as a side note, it's amazing how often, we've got all of these news outlets, the ABCs and the CBSs. Often, here's TMZ with, boom, this thing, you know what I mean? And you have got to follow up on it because if there's potential that actually happened there.
All right, we're going to cut to that. Hello, Seahawks fan. I'm so happy to see you today. I hope you're having a great Monday. Fan wouldn't work. Replace the fan. Now it's loud. Oh, did you guys know? Did you guys know that cars can change directions anytime that you want them to? Although we're talking about,
have you seen the video that's been going around social media?
Hold on, boats in this case. Talking about boats in this case. All right, so here's the clip. TMZ got it, and it's the I also made my own clip of it, but we'll just see what they have. When I told you there's an adult on a boat, they start recording when they hear this like fight. So it seems like there's evidence of some type of fight, but we don't know who for sure. You literally found that out this weekend. And you're going to hear a voice that people are claiming is Nolan Wells saying, "Give me my effing phone," or "Why did you take my effing phone?" or something like that. You'll be able to hear it clearly.
Where people think that they're hearing an argument between people and they're wondering whether or not Nolan is one of the people in that argument. You just described that
Hi,
you had another
Margaret.
friend, not Nolan, another friend who was in and got into a dispute. Is that video the other argument that you were talking about?
Yes.
So,
that
but is that Nolan in the video?
I can't tell. It's too far away. But in that video, I feel like the voices are too clear. Like from the side, it's too clear for it to be that far away, for it to be Nolan arguing. And then also that altercation, it sounds just like my other friend that got into an altercation on the boat. And they were trying to, like, as he was in that altercation, I was calming him down. They were trying to get him out.
Wait a minute. Let me show you the clip. I got it. I think I got it. Let me find where I saved it. And that's music. Let me see. Let me see. I think I have it on my phone. I can send it real quick. Is this it? Oh no, that's the song. Where's it at? Okay, let me see if they play it. Or it might be in my playlist, but I know I have it somewhere. Come on, you got to show it. Oh, I know. It's a link. It's a link. Let me find it. I have to remember where I save things, you guys. I have to remember where I save things. So whenever I start a new case, I start a YouTube playlist. So when I find videos like the one we're watching, I'll save it in there and I start a playlist. Then I start a Google Doc where I can link things if it's not in YouTube. So I can just click the link and go to it. Here it is. Right here. Hopefully you can see it. Yeah. Volume. Okay, here we go. Okay, here's the boats. So you'll be able to see how crowded the boats are, how close, and this is from the perspective of the person with the phone taking the video. Slow motion. That's where they think they're at. Okay, I didn't hear it clearly on that one. Let me see. Do I have another one? Give me that phone. Let me see what this is. I don't like that they slowed it down like this. I can't hear it. You can hear it better at the beginning. I don't hear it as clearly on this one. Maybe they'll play it. Let me see. I thought I had a better version. Wait a minute. What's this kid saying? I'm glad some of you heard it. I did hear it. I did hear it. Oh, he's saying it's not Nolan. It's one of his other friends fighting on a boat. So think about that. If that altercation, oh, sorry, you guys weren't hearing what I was showing because I didn't switch tabs. I'll rewind it. Hold on. Listen to this kid. I'm trying, you guys. I'm trying. I'm getting it. Okay. It should be showing up now. Oh my goodness. Struggling. Okay. So this kid was there and he's saying that the voice was too clear to be Nolan, who was far away, and that it's his other friend saying it that was on the boat.
That altercation, it sounds just like my other friend that got into the altercation on the boat. And they were trying to, like, as he was in that altercation, I was calming him down. They were trying to get him out off the island. They were trying to get him back to land because he was just losing it. So
describe that. That's kind of interesting. What was that about?
He was just very hostile. Like he was just like really like mad. Like they were just trying to, like, the parents on that boat were trying to get him out.
I'm curious if the police have. I know they said they're still investigating. Did any investigators ever speak to you about what you saw that day?
No, sir.
Really?
Okay.
Cops have not talked to you yet.
No, sir.
That's odd.
I don't see why the cops would have. I don't see why the cops would have to talk to me. I mean, obviously, like, you know, like I had said my plea, like, because whenever I had talked to the people at Sunherd, it was whenever, you know, the body was discovered, and the autopsy people and the all those people were there.
Well, I'll tell you why I'm surprised, because you knew Nolan well, and you knew that he was friends with these guys who were the last ones to be around him before his body was found. And I would think they would at least want to know, hey, just the things we're asking.
Right.
You know, did you ever hear of any of this stuff? It's odd to me.
Just to gather information.
Yeah. That the
their
cops wouldn't have
investigation.
contacted you. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's fine. Like, I'm completely fine with that. Like I said, I have nothing to hide. Like, that's my boy, and I want him to find justice. Like that, like this whole case thing, like whatever, like this whole situation, and none of this adds up to me. So like, it's really hard, like, for like people to just like keep on saying things when like none of it adds up, honestly.
So one of the things that I'm sure, Javon, you've seen has been a big part of this
Javon.
story.
Gotta
People
find
making
Javon.
the point that, at least in the photos that we initially saw, that Nolan was the only African-American kid who was out there, at least on that boat. Do you think, having been there on the island with this large group of people, that race plays a factor in whatever happened here?
Again, I don't want to answer that. I don't want to answer that question. I wouldn't say like.
Oh, that's interesting. That's interesting. He doesn't want to answer that question. It's so we're gonna stay tuned following this case. I know the autopsy results should be coming out, which could be either clear cut, it was a drowning, so now we just need to figure out like accidental. I think they're gonna have to prove if he stayed, or who would stay out there, you guys. There's nothing there. Who would stay out there? I mean, I don't know. If you we're with a girl, we're hooking up with a girl, and you had your own boat to get back and knew what you were doing, like you might want privacy out there, but that doesn't sound like the case. That does not sound like the case. You want me to rewind it? When he said the police weren't let's see. It's only a 3-minute video, so. So the boy that they're interviewing just said the cops didn't interview me. And so these guys on TMZ, they are like shocked by that. Am I rewinding it enough for you? Is this good? It's called Horn Island. Horn. Hi, First Noel. Horn Island. I know, Jessie Lynn. I know. Yeah, I'm going to stay on an abandoned island. Take my phone, take my keys. So, take my phone. So if there's an emergency, I have no way to contact anybody, and take my car keys. So when I do get back, I don't have any way to like get to my home. Like, come on. Hi, Terry Dawn. Both videos that I have shown today are about the Nolan Wells case that just happened on July 4th. And we've been making some comparisons, and this is a case right now that has a lot of unanswered questions. And I'm not sharing my screen again. Oh my God.
Case thing, like whatever, like this whole situation, and none of this adds up to me. So like it's covered, and the autopsy people and the all those people were there.
Well, I'll tell you.
So this kid was out on the island when they were searching for the bodies, or after they had found the body. The coroner went out to the island, inspected the body, and TMZ just asked him, hey, did the cops talk to you? And he's like, no, I talked to the people who were out there, like the coroner and probably the police or whatever. Like I'm good. Or maybe not the police. I don't know. Whoever was out there. He mentioned some company, like searchers. I don't know.
I'll tell you why I'm surprised. Because you knew Nolan well, and you knew that he was friends with these guys who were the last ones to be around him before his body was found. And I would think they would at least want to know, hey, just the things we're asking.
Right.
Did you ever hear of any of this stuff? It's odd to me.
Just to gather information.
Yeah, that the cops wouldn't have contacted you. Yeah.
And that's fine. Like, I'm completely fine with that. Like I said, I have nothing to hide. Like, that's my boy, and I want him to find justice. Like that, like this whole case thing, like whatever.
We don't think Riley Strain was was murdered. Hi, Critical Minds Network. You guys don't think Riley Strain was murdered? I stopped following that case, so I don't know what the ultimate outcome was, but I don't know. When I was following that case, I was like, I don't know how they could prove he wasn't murdered.
This whole situation, and none of this adds up to me. So like it's really hard, like for like people to just like keep on saying things when like none of it adds up, honestly.
So one of the things that I'm sure
I don't know, Sleuther. I haven't heard anybody say that if he could swim or not. I'm going to assume yes, only because I don't know. They're talking about being out here and they didn't raise that. And he was at a pool party. So I don't know. I'm just going to say I don't know. Or did
Javon, you've seen.
Did I say it and forget that I saw it or heard it? He was a good swimmer and a wide receiver. I know he was athletic. Yes.
Has been a big part of this story. People making the point that, at least in the photos that we initially.
Thank you. That's an obvious question. And the dad said he was a good swimmer. That's important when you're looking at somebody that they're going to accuse of drowning, right? Like Caden Young in the Idaho 4 case.
We saw that Nolan was the only African American
I'm
kid who was
sorry.
out there, at least on that boat.
Hudson Lindau was the one that they said drowned.
Do you think, having been there on the island with this large group of people, that race plays a factor in whatever happened here?
Again, I don't want to answer that. I don't want to answer that question. I wouldn't say like, yeah, I wouldn't want to answer that question. I mean, obviously we go to Ocean Springs, we're going to have white friends. So like, that's, I mean, I guess it's pretty normal down here, but
Yeah, I mean, and I hear you. If that's, I
Yeah,
guess you're saying
don't-
that it's normal. It's not out of place to be a black teen in that area and that you have white friends, right? That's
Yeah,
not
like-
not uncommon, is what you're saying.
I'm sure every black person has white friends somewhere, you know? So I wouldn't say that it's a whole race thing, but it's just like, obviously they're going to paint it as that because none of this adds up.
And could be that take on it too. There could be that take on it too. So yeah, the the autopsy report from the county. Oh, I forgot. There's someone. We have a lot more adults living in my house now, and I forget when they have days off work, and I just heard voices, and I'm like, who's here? Sorry about that. So just waiting for people to come out and talk. So I'm going to look today for more interviews that possibly get done. The autopsies to come out, the families having private things done. So yeah, GB, and I'm like, oh my gosh. I would the stream would still be running and I would be like out the door in my car driving away if there was somebody in my house. Oh my goodness. I don't remember First Noel about Hudson. I'm not sure. Okay, so I'm going to transition over to the Idaho 4 case for a minute. And this is Mashup Monday. Although I do this, I like to compare cases. Because our main case is the Idaho 4 case. And that is going to be around for a long time, in my opinion. But I want to cover other things. And so far, pretty much, you guys, pretty much every case that I have brought in to also talk about has some type of connection to the Idaho 4 case. Not the Sider family. If you guys were here last week, there's that family that had the 16 kids that they had in the 12 by 12 room. I don't know if I'm going to make connections to the Idaho 4 case with that one. By the way, the latest update from that case is the mom is currently pregnant. I'm like, once I heard that, I haven't looked anything up more about it, but yeah. Plunder has a good video on the Nolan Wells case. Oh, that's interesting. Good. Oh, I'm going to keep my tabs on this one. Yeah. Vigilante justice. Yeah. Baby number. I mean, I think she's had 18. This would be 19 because 2 of them did not survive, I believe. Yeah. Okay. So there have been some of you in the community that have been working hard to try to figure out who certain people are in the Idaho 4 case, have been sharing photos in our Discord. If you guys go to our Bryan Kohberger case discussion, lots of things are being shared in there. and sending me email photos. So we talked a lot about Mason Barstow. Mason Barstow was a Delta Tau Delta that I could not find in a lot of photos with the Delta Tau Deltas around the time of the murders. I have not found him mentioned in any interviews or anything associated with the case. Mason Barstow was a Delta Tau Delta that had, I believe he previously dated Xana. And he's the one that Bronx Tales True Crime got the arrest video from before Jack Showalter's. So Mason, I'm sorry, I'm saying the wrong name. Mason Bangman. Bangy Bangman, you guys. I'm trying not to confuse you guys, and then I just confuse you guys. Bangman, the one that got arrested. He's a Delta Tau Delta. But we found some photos and people have been sharing them with me. So I want to share them with you, what we have found. So we will start with right here. Share this tab. Let me see if it's added to the stage. It is not. There we go. Okay. All right. So let's see. This is, let me see if I can get this bigger. Okay. This is Lily DeVries' Instagram. Okay. So I believe she is in Maisie Chapin's sorority. And the date on these photos was May 12th, 2025. Okay. So let me see if this will go to the next one. It will. All right. So just some photos. So here's Maisie in 2025. And I'm going to assume that these are her sorority sisters. Sleuther, any chance I can get unarrested? I don't know if that was Bangman. No, that was the guy with Jack Showalter. Wasn't it? I'm confused. Barstow, Mason Bangman is the one that they found the little packet of white powder on him. Yeah. I think he did say any chance I can get unarrested. I did hear that. He was, remember, yes, because we were calling him the kid from Leave It to Beaver. Who was the suck up kid from Leave It to Beaver? Not Wally, that's the brother. Beaver, Wally. Oh, I can't remember his name. Okay, now I'm going to show you why this is. Okay, here, this one. So, Bangman was busted and arrested in Boise, Idaho in, I got to find his date. I don't know if it was 24 or 25. 24 or 25. And he had white powder on him. And it just looks like he was probably selling at the club in Boise. Just speculating. Let me see. Trying to find where I wrote down that date. But anyways, oh, it had to have been in 25. It had to have been in 25 because he was graduated, I thought. Do I have that wrong? I'm wondering if it's around this time. So we think this is him right here. This definitely looks like him right here with the Alpha Theta, whatever Maisie's sorority is. So I think this is Maisie's sorority. Because I think this is the same photos, but Maisie's not in the picture. This is Lily DeVries. They're holding little Macy Mason Bangman. I think that's him. Eddie Haskell, the suck up. That's who Mason Bangman acts like. You don't like the name Maisie, Tony. I like it. It's unique. We like unique things over here sometimes. Oh my gosh. I can't find my page on my episode on Bangman. But anyways, okay. If this is May of 2025, I believe they were all getting ready to graduate. It's just interesting that he was photographed with them. Oh, that's not Hunter Chapin. That's definitely not Hunter Chapin. I don't think so. I don't think it looks like him. I don't know. Was there a comment with it? I don't know. Maybe you think that's Hunter? I don't know. I guess this one's open for debate. That one's open for debate. We think this is Mason Bangman with Allie Benson. Allie Benson was the girl who that's the house where Dylan and Bethany say they went after Sigma Chi. That's the house that Dylan says her and Lakeland got a what do they call those guys? A Sobro back to the house. That's Kennedy's house. She lives with Allie Benson, but nobody says Allie was there, I don't think. Where was Allie? Where was Allie? So maybe this is Mason Bangman and this is Hunter Chapin. I don't know. I have to look. He does kind of have Ethan's facial features there. Sorry about that. Thank you, Ro. Oh, that's it? Okay. So I was looking at the building. Look at this house. What house do we think this is? Where do you think they're at? So I'm looking at the road. There's a road right there. An old gray house. I don't know where this is. So here's another clue. I'm wondering if this is at Allie Benson's old house. I'm not sure. But they have this top structure here. And I'm only showing like 4 or 5 pictures out of 20. I'm going to have to go back to this Instagram. This is on Instagram. Lily Davies. Oh, when you scrolled over it, Hunter's name came up. I can try to go. I think people are messaging me like crazy right now in Discord. Let me see. Oh, maybe not like crazy. Okay. I don't see right here. Oh, someone posted the names. So the second girl, let's go here. Here's some names. Thank you. Who sent that to me? Mama Bear 3. Thank you so much. Second girl in is Hannah Bean. Hunter Chapin is being held. Grace Hanning is, I'm not sure which one, and Shelby Gilman. I think those are the last two on the end. So I don't recognize any of those names, but that would be Maisie's sorority anyways. I was interested in the location of the house. And I think it's interesting. We don't know where Mason Bangman was the night of November 12th, 2022. And I don't think we know where Allie Benson was the night of November 12th, 2022. I will go back and check about Allie because I could be confusing that. Ro knows her frat boys. We love you, Ro. We're just being funny. Simply Solo. Yeah, good point. Nobody knows nothing in this case. Nobody knows nothing. Simply Solo said, wonder if he knows the females' names in the pic, since he never remembers females' names like they're disposable. Wow. I think I thought there was something else as a photo that I wanted to share. Oh, that's my old one. I want my new one. Yes. Let me look. It was Maisie's sorority, not that. Is it this one? No, I think that's it for the people right now. Oh, wait, there was one. It's in the Discord. Okay. We are still trying to find Xana's ex. Okay. So there was a report. Okay. I've got 2 reports that I put in records requests for the interviews because I think it might have information that we can use. One of them is someone who is supposedly, no, not Xana's ex. I keep saying that. Maddie's ex is what I put the FOIA request in for. So I thought that was interesting. An ex of Maddie's. I'm trying to find who Xana's ex was because they were the number one supplier of, I'm assuming, the substances on campus. And so someone sent a picture. So we're looking at photos of Xana because I haven't seen anything mentioned in any reports. Discord. And we found a photo of her with somebody, and the name is Mark Rojo. Are any of you familiar with Mark Rojo? I know I saved it. Where did I put it? No, I screenshotted them. Hold on. Is it in here? They're on my phone. Maybe I didn't send it. Hold on. It takes 2 seconds to send it. Yep. 1, 2, 3. Oh, but I need the original picture. Okay. 4 of them. I have to do this in a organized way. I'm putting it in my photos, Idaho 4 photos, and then houses and people. Oh, right there. I already have it. Rojo. How did I miss it? Why are you not showing up? Refresh. There it is. I just had to oh my gosh. So picky. So picky. Mark Rojo, you guys. What are you guys saying in the chat? Yeah, I agree with you, Deborah. After it was pointed out to me, I agree. Hunter Chapin. Yep. But I think the other one where he's standing is Mason Bangman. I stand corrected. Okay, so let me make this bigger. Where'd you go? Marco Rojo. So look at that face. Okay. Nice face, big smile, light mustache, light skin, got some tattoos. Austin, Texas, Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, followed by Xana Kernodle, Kaylee Gonsalves, and Maddie Mogan. Cowboy Services. What? Okay, that was one. And then let me show you where. Wait, is this it? Yeah, this is it. Let me show you the original photo we were looking at. Oh, I wonder if it was emailed to me. The photo with Xana and this Marco Rojo. Did you guys put it in Discord or did someone email it to me? You guys can see we got, this is Mason Bangman. We've got lots of videos and photos in here that people are finding. I love it, love it, love it. Okay, there's the one I just showed you. Are you seeing this? Probably not. I'm showing you a book page. Oh, okay. It's right. It's right. Okay. Looking for. I haven't even seen all these. Where's the one with? Okay, there's a picture of Allie Benson. And it's so funny because she looks like Jack Showalter's ex-girlfriend, Megan Singh. Like they look almost like the same person. Like I'm not kidding. Like right here, this is Megan Singh. Don't they look exactly alike? Like if you put them side by side, they're not exactly alike, but keep going further up. You think it's in here? Okay. So I know George. We have a picture of Xana with somebody that could just be a friend. Somebody I didn't recognize. Did look like they had an arm around each other. Oh, I think it's coming up here. And I could not find a Marco Rojo on the delts. So I'm wondering, there's lots of deep diving going on in here in this Discord, you guys, if you want to join, trying to figure people out, trying to make connections. There's the Dylan photos. Maybe I should look in my email. What are you guys saying? Tony Stevenson. Apparently he had a long-term girlfriend that was so serious. He like didn't even know other people. Didn't even know a lot of people on campus because of it. Oh, is it up here? That's Dylan's dad right there. There's Dylan's dad. Just a friendly reminder of who is going to show up at the boy's door who messes with one of my daughters. Does I've never heard of Dylan having a sister. Have you guys? What's this? Oh, I got lots to share in there. Oh, there's the photo that Bethany painted. What did you guys think about that? A younger sister? It's right before the Dylan's dad stuff. Did I skip it? I don't think so. I don't think I skipped it. That's dad. Almost there, guys. I hope. Almost there. Oh, we might think that's the same kid. I don't know. Man, we are on a hunt with these photos trying to find people. I got to get in here and get caught up. You guys have been busy. Busy in Discord, man. There's Anna and Ethan. Sorry. You guys could hear I'm like, that was me with the noise. Oh, okay. There's Xana and Mason Bangman. I've shared this one before. So that's how we're like, he's an ex, probably. If I don't find this, I'm going to be so mad. I kind of think it was sent to me in an email. All right, let me. Anyways, I wanted to show you all those photos because a lot of them I had never seen before. And I'm just going to check my email real quick because we are looking for an ex of Xana's that also got kicked out of the university. DM's, thanks, Michelle. DM's dad needs to be compared with him at Corner Club. With a guy at the Corner Club? DM's dad needs to be compared with him at the Corner Club. Oh. We'll have to look at that. We'll have to look at that, Michelle. Thank you. If I'm missing something in that message, I'm looking. Clarify in the comments. I'm looking. Everybody drunk out on the dance floor. Baby girl ass jiggle like she want more. Here we go. It was in my, maybe not. Is it? Nope. All right, mods, if anybody can find the original. Why am I losing my mind? There was a photo of Xana with a guy. There was a photo of Xana with a guy. And we were trying to figure out who it was. And we thought a good hypothesis would be this Marco Rojo. Kind of looked like him. But I can't find his name anywhere that I've been looking so far. Like if he's associated with the fraternity or anything like that. So we've got that little picture. Then we've got, I'll just show you real quick. This one. Okay, good looking kid. He's the photo with Xana. He kind of had the curly kink to his hair. This is interesting. Look at that. AWS Enterprise Cloud Strategist on LinkedIn. Oh, do you want to know what the other coincidence is? Here's another coincidence, guys. And we'll end with this. If this is Yesenia, you know, Yessie, guess what her last name is? That we think her last name is. Right? What would be her last name? Rojo. Rojo? If they are twins, I am going to scream. So Yessie was with Bethany a lot. Yessie is mentioned. Yessie's the one that said Dylan wasn't drinking that much. So Yessie is a name that's mentioned a lot, mostly by Bethany. Okay. She only calls her Yessie, so we're just guessing that it's Yesenia, and there might be, this isn't verified yet, but this is what it looks like. We do have a photo of someone named Yesenia Rojo, and then we have this person named Marco Rojo. We're just trying to figure out, was he Xana's ex? Not sure at all. We're looking into it. And if they're not twins, they're close in age. If you look at Witchy, I was very surprised. Look at Delta Tau Delta's Instagram page. Like, just go to Instagram, type in Delta Tau Delta Moscow. It's current. And it goes back to 2022, and you can see every their councils, like who's the president, who's the vice president. They post their Delta of the month. They post some events that they do. There's people of color in the Delts. Yeah, so there's diversity there. Yep. All right. So yeah, Witchy. Yes. Yeah. Well, I mean, if they're Hispanic, Tony, that's a Hispanic name. And her family probably pronounces it Yesenia because the Y makes a just sound in the Spanish language. So it's probably Yesenia. Yep. And it's Rojo. Then the townies. Yes, I believe the college would too. They probably give, yeah. Okay, you guys. Today was all about Nolan Wells, making those lots of connections we can make back to the Idaho 4. That case just by itself. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna do some digging on that today. Keep looking for Xana's ex. This Marco Rojo, or any other possibilities. Where was Mason Bangman? November 12th, 2022. And of course, Kim and Carlos are having major discussions over here about Cy Ray. I'm prepping him. No, I'm kidding. He's perfectly prepped himself. Carlos is going to be joining us on the verdict room in about 3 weeks, I think. So that's going to be interesting. But we are talking a lot about Cy Ray. So I started going over Cy Ray's report on Friday. I'm still making my way through it, and I'm highlighting, you know, how we do over here. I'm going to pick out the important information. I'm going to create some notes, or I'll create a graphic organizer or something to share with you guys. Okay. So I'm working on that. When I have it ready, I will share it with you. And I hope you guys, thanks for welcoming Carlos. Sweet Pea, I hope I got to say hi to you. I've seen you in there. Is he going to be on this week finally First Last? Is that scheduled? I hope so. That'll be amazing. Yeah. Thanks, Witchy. All right, you guys, have a wonderful day. I'm going to go outside in the sunshine and I'm going to put Dago on at the True Crime Cafe. Please make sure you go over and tune into him. If you guys missed his live last night on the Conspiracy Channel, you have to go check that out because not only were the topics he was talking about interesting, but him and Dylan were talking to the AI bot and I was cracking up. Like it was good. Not just funny. It was good to do that. So it was a little different and lighthearted. So thank you, everyone. I appreciate you all so much. Thank you to the mods. I love and appreciate you guys. And I'll see you over in our Discord later. Clocking out for now. Bye.
Thanks for watching, hope you felt the spark. Please hit that like before it gets dark. Subscribe, it's free and keeps us going strong. You're part of the crew now, right where you belong. Join us next time, same truth, same fire. We bring the heat and never tire. We're typically unique and proud to be a husband and wife in podcast harmony. Practically unique, yeah, that's you and me. Don't forget to like and hit subscribe, it's free. Come back again, we'll be right here with truth and laughs and zero fear. We don't always agree, but that's the show. One love, two minds, letting it flow. We dig deep, we crack jokes, we call it like we see. If that's your vibe, you belong here with me. We don't always agree, but that's the show. One love, two minds, letting it flow. We dig deep, we crack jokes, we call it like we see. If that's your vibe, you belong here with me. We don't always agree, but you felt the spark. Please hit that like before it gets dark. We dig deep, we crack jokes, we call it like we see. If that's your vibe, you belong here with me. Thanks for watching, hope you felt the spark. Please hit that like before it gets dark. Please hit that like before it gets dark. It's free, it keeps us going strong. You're part of the crew, now right where you belong. Join us next time, same truth, same fire. We bring the heat and never tire. We're typically unique and proud to be a husband and wife and proud to be a husband and wife in podcast harmony. Yeah, that's you and me, that's you and me. Don't forget to like, hit subscribe, it's free. Come back again, we'll be right here with truth and laughs and zero fear.